Dr. James Yoder here at Chagrin Falls CrossFit, and we are going over the Crossover Symmetry system. And I just want to talk about a few things that I see. First of all, kind of themes that for all these movements that I see a lot of the athletes doing incorrectly. And so for pretty much any movement, these are things that you don't want to do. And so I'll show you the first thing that we see a lot. When somebody's, trying to really pinch their shoulder blades back or get their scapula in position, bring their arms back way too far. I should never be going past neutral when I'm trying to pinch my shoulder blades back. Because anywhere back farther than here, all that's happening is the ball of my shoulder is shooting forward and I'm tilting my shoulder blade. Creates a lot of strain to the anterior shoulder. Something like in a bench press movement, we see a lot of people injuring their bicep tendon. So we want to avoid that. Number two, when you're doing anything and you're coming overhead, we don't want to arch our low back. So we'll see people, go into a movement in this position and they'll arch their low back. So I always tell, athletes to keep their glutes engaged and keep the pelvis in neutral and make yourself use that thoracic spine mobility. Don't let yourself arch from your low back. Finally, as we're getting our shoulder blade down and back into position, we never want to be coming up. We want to keep this window open the whole time, no matter what position we're in. The shoulder never comes up into our ear. And essentially, we're taking those shoulder blades and we're just like opening them up. We're tilting them back rather than having to come way back and arch our low back. Okay, so thinking about those couple things, there's 10 of the crossover symmetry drills that I've chosen that I think are good. There's a couple other ones that you can do that I don't really like. I don't think they do much. And then I've added one other one that I think is effective as well. The first position, you can start with them at eye level. So you may have to move the positioning a little bit. The first one is basically a reverse row. So you're always going to cross over, step back to whatever level of tension that you want. And the first drill is just going to look like this. Okay? So your ending position, you want your elbows straight out from your shoulder. A lot of people, when they're doing this one, will end up right here. This isn't what we want. We want the elbows pointing straight out at the same height of the shoulder without elevating. So it's going to look kind of like this. You can either hold the end position, you can do a slow decline, you can oscillate at the end position, any of those different things that you want to mix in for any of these drills. Number two, reverse fly. So you're going to be here, you can pinch your shoulder blades back and just kind of open up. Again, pause at the end, do a slow decline. Here I'm ending with my hands straight out in a T position without elevating and without arching my low back. The next one that we're going to do is just an extension position. So I'm here, I'm straight, keeping my elbows straight. I'm going to pull down like this. Hold a few seconds and relax. What we see a lot on this one is we see patients or athletes flexing forward to really lock out at the end. Again, the spine never moves, it's all shoulders. And we also, another key with all these is keep your elbow locked out. The ones where your arms are meant to be straight, keep the elbows locked out and in position, okay? The next one we'll go to is, we call like the W up. So you're gonna kind of come here, so your arms look like a W, and then you're gonna press straight up and then come back down. Shoot this one from the side. What's important for this one is you get to this W position, and then a lot of people when they're coming up will round and let this come forward. It's crucial that I keep my pelvis in neutral and come straight up and then drop back down, okay? The next one we'll go through is the snow angel. Stay right there. Same rule on this one. So I'm going to come here, and then I'm just going to kind of slowly open up. Right here it gets tough. I want to cave in, but we're fighting that forward kind of slumping through the upper back. So we're trying to stay kind of on this plane the whole time with the resistance. This is one of my favorite ones. And then a variation of that we can do is just what I call a snow angel pause. So So you're just going to come here, pause for a few seconds. That's position 1. Position 2 is a T. Position 3 is straight up overhead. This is very tough. Back to the T. Here. That would be 1. Very difficult. Okay? The last one that we're going to do in this position with it elevated is one that I like. It's not part of the Crossover Symmetry system, but it's one that I like. So I'm going to take one side and I'm going to do a row, and then I'm going to bring this out straight into this T position, and then I'm going to turn my trunk and then control back and relax. So again, that's going to be one side you're going to row, come straight out into this T position, and now I'm just turning my trunk while maintaining a stable scapular position. Okay? Couple more to show you with it down low. I'm going to bring it to my knee level here. It just takes a second to adjust. And that's the good thing, you know, about this crossover symmetry stuff. And it doesn't matter if it's the exact perfect pull. I think I'm one off. Is this stuff is not, you know, this crossover symmetry stuff, it's not like this crazy out of this world program that nobody's ever done before. It's high level rehab movements to stabilize the shoulder and the shoulder blade that we've been using in, you know, with athletes in return to sport programs for a long time. What's so great about it is the versatility of these bands. It's like you can bang out 10 or 12 drills right away in, you know, 10 or 15 minutes and really get a good, you know, stabilization in your scapular spine. So for this, what we'll start with is this goalpost one. So this one's got 3 steps. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, and then let it down, okay? 1, 2, and then actually let's come straight back in here. Let's do it like that. So 1, 2, 3, and back. And the key is with this one, when you're here, don't drop your elbows, lift your wrists. Okay, a lot of people do that one incorrectly. Next one is the Y lift. So I'm here, and I'm going to come up like this and back down. One other thing that I think of with this one is when you're coming up overhead, you don't want to be leaning back. I always tell the athletes here, when they're in this end position, if I cut the rope, would you fall backwards? If so, you're not doing it correctly. You want to keep the weight, the balls of your feet, just like when you're doing a snatch or an Olympic lift, so you're not losing your weight backward. Okay? Finally, 2 more, we'll turn around. And we're going to come here and lift overhead, just like this. And then the last one, we're going to come here. You can stagger your feet if you want here. Lift the elbows up and just do a press. You can let your pecs kind of stretch at the bottom. Press. Okay? So those are mixed in 11 different drills that I think are the best for stabilizing the shoulders. If you're still having shoulder pain and you've worked these a little bit and you're frustrated, then scapular stability or rotator cuff stability might not be your problem. You know, you might have a deficit in thoracic spine mobility, creating impingement in the front of the shoulder. You might lack shoulder joint range of motion. It's always important to get a movement assessment first, make sure scapular stability, rotator cuff stability is your problem, and then hit these, and they will make a huge difference in your performance and save your shoulders for years to come. Thanks.